Hello everyone, how are you all? Jai Vitala, Hare Vitala. Today we are going to learn Vitala Pandurangan part 24, Bhakta Sena Nayi. We have read in detail the story of one of our great saints, Jnaneshwar Maharaj. We also learned how the historical Varkari Yatra started by him is going on today. We know Jnaneshwar Maharaj is the aspect of Vitalan. Even if he preached a lot to others and gave good advice, everyone would have accepted it. Lord Sri Ram came to this earth, was born, lived and experienced all the hardships as a human being. It was a similar situation in his family when Sant Jnaneshwar was born. A small mistake made by Jnaneshwar's father and the resulting confusions which affected everyone in the family, the arrogance of those who learned the Vedas, lack of complete understanding of the Vedas, fear and reluctance to accept new. Jnaneshwar experienced the same difficulties during his lifetime and gave a solution to them. Also, he gave Jnaneshwari, he started Varkari Yatra. All these wonderful revolution he did at the very young age of 21. And now he is in Jiva Samadhi in Alandi. We have read all about him in great detail. The stories of those who were born to create a devotional revolution in the minds of men are little larger. A few weeks from today, we are going to see the game played by Vitalan in the lives of his devotees. The name of the devotee we are going to see today is Sena. By profession, he was a barber. In Tamil, barber is Navitan. So we call him Sena Navidar. In Marathi, barber is Nayi. So he is called as Sena Nayi. Sena was a great devotee of Pandurangan. He lived in a beautiful town called Avanti in Uttar Pradesh. A Nawab was the king of that town. He liked this barber, Sena, very much. So he made him to do shaving every morning on one condition, that he should not shave anyone else. It was a comfortable life for Sena. He used to go to the king every day, shave him, apply oil to his head and massage, then return home and do bhajans and meditation. So all his relatives were very jealous of him. One morning, the king sent him to bring Sena a little early. Because it was not usual time, Sena was immersed in his meditation. Two different stories are told. One version is like this. Seeing a group of pilgrims going to Pandharpur, Sena also joined him. No matter how much his wife stopped him, he didn't know anything. He forgot his daily duty and joined the pilgrims. The other version is, as that time was not his usual time to go to the king, he immersed in his meditation. The king sent his men 3 times. Unable to rouse him from his meditation, his wife told them that he was not at home. One of the jealous relatives went to the king and told him the truth and about the meditation. Also, he appealed to the king that he would shave to the king. The king had no doubts about Sena. He decided to wait for Sena. With so much disappointment, the jealous relative returned. That moment when the jealous relative left, Sena entered the king's palace with his box. The barbers used to have a small box with their required shaving items like scissors, knife, etc. Raja became so happy seeing him. As soon as the king sat down, Sena took his box and started his work. This time the king felt the touch of Sena with a different experience. His body quivered with ecstasy. By that time, his servant brought a big golden bowl with oil. Randomly, the king saw the oil. The figure he saw in the oil surprised him for a minute. Raja had never seen Vitalan, a handsome man with blue color skin, wearing many jewels on the body, lovely earrings in his ears, a flute in his hands, and with a beautiful smile, appeared in the oil. The king could not take his eyes off. Still, he raised his head and saw Sena. Again, when he saw the oil, he saw the same beautiful young man with a smile. The king had a different experiences totally. When Sena applied oil to his head, the king forgot himself. He had never experienced such a wonderful touch. By that time, the servants came to give bath to the king. The king gave handful of gold coins to Sena and told him not to leave that place until he had bathed. But as soon as the king went inside to take bath, Sena moved away from that place. He went to the original Sena's house, put the gold coin in Sena's box and disappeared. Now it was time for Sena to go to the king's palace. As soon as the king returned from his bath, he looked for Sena. When he did not find him, he was very disappointed and sent his men to fetch him. This behavior of the king was very surprising to the king's men. Here Sena's wife told him that the king sent his men 3 times. Shocked, Sena left immediately. Sena himself arrived before the king's men left for Sena's house. The king was very happy to see Sena. He asked Sena to show him again the image he had seen in the oil. The original Sena could not understand anything. He was too afraid to ask the king for an explanation. But the king recounted the scene with great ecstasy. Sena now understood what had happened. Seeing that Vitala himself had come as an barber, he fainted and fell down. He woke up from fainting and fell at the king's feet. His box also fell down and gold coins scattered. He told the king that Pandurangan gave him the darshan and he was the best blessed. After understanding what happened, the king was very moved. The king told Sena that I had considered you as a barber, but never knew the glory of your devotion. The king and Sena bowed to each other. Sena requested Vitala to give his darshan to him too. His eyes were with tears. Vitala appeared in front of Sena, the king and the king's men. Sena left everything in his place and went to Pandharpur. He spent his days at Pandharpur itself doing bhajans. The glory of Sena's devotion is great. So these are all the kind of play Vitala played in the life of devotees just to glorify the devotion. We will learn about another devotee next week. Until then, Hare Vitala, Jai Vitala, Namaste to all. Take care.